Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7 takes advantage of the PS5's shiny capabilities, and as such, it deserves a spot on our list. It takes everything Sony's premier racing game team have learned over the past 2 decades, and improves on it in every way. Gran Turismo is an iconic franchise, and the features for Gran Turismo 7, like weather and temperature affecting the circuits, just slap more realism on top of what was already there. Need for Speed Unbound. While retaining the Need for Speed formula and tropes we all know and love, 2022's Need for Speed Unbound looks to inject some new life into the series with a striking new art style and hip, fashion-focused aesthetic. As you'll learn in our Need for Speed Unbound review, that aesthetic often struggles to land, but it certainly delivers on the gameplay front. Unbound also looks gorgeous on the PS5, and it has a wide variety of popular cars to buy, modify, and race. F1 2022. Developer Codemasters has been in the business of racing games for over 30 years, and with F1 2022, it isn't slowing down anytime soon. Unsurprisingly, with such a large foothold in the racing gaming genre, Codemasters appears on our list multiple times. F1 2022 is the 21st game in the Formula One franchise, and features a brand new story mode, alongside a career mode, and much more that puts this sim racer out in front with a lot to offer. Mexp 2021. From developer Milestone comes MXGP21. If you like motocross racing, then this one's for you. The franchise started back in 2014, and is centered wholly around the FIM Motocross World Championship. Mexp 2021 reaches new heights, though with the visual capabilities of the PS5, a new career mode, and legacy track favorites from previous editions. Milestone is also the great mind behind Hot Wheels Unleashed, which we'll talk about later. Dirt 5. Hello to Codemasters once again, but this time we're off-roading for some extreme racing. Dirt 5 is an arcade racer that, first and foremost, brings fun for PS5 players everywhere. Travel around the globe, race around some incredible tracks, and do so behind the wheel of some of the world's most iconic cars. Work 10. An officially licensed rally racer, WRC10 is the next iteration in an already incredibly popular franchise, and 10 takes the baton and runs with it. What's new here is the 50th anniversary cars, which have been inserted into the game to celebrate the championship's, you guessed it, 50th anniversary. With a bunch of classic cars to choose from as well as historic events to play through, from Acropolis to Germany to Argentina, WRC10 takes it up a gear. Wreckfest. Breakfast is a demolition derby-themed racing game with chaos at the forefront. It's very pick-up and play in nature, making it a great, easy choice for an online racing game with friends. While cars are fun and all, let's not forget to mention you can also do demolition derby with a lawnmower if you fancy it. It's a lot of fun, and there's lots to do from different events to online multiplayer that all spell out carnage. Demolition and destruction truly is at the heart of all the fun. Hot Wheels Unleashed. Hot Wheels, leading the way. With this exhilarating, vibrant, and very fun PS5 game from the iconic toy franchise, developer Milestone has made this arcade racing game that boasts retro cars and crazy tracks for players to whip round in style. From basement to skyscraper to college campus, Hot Wheels has a range of environments on which to race, and you can even create your own tracks. One for all ages. Riders Republic. How about a racing game that is open world and reeks of adventure? Well, that's where Riders Republic steps in. You've got a range of extreme sports to compete in, from mountain biking, skiing, snowboarding, and wingsuit flying, all on offer. This one's from Ubisoft, and the French developer excels at bringing a massive multiplayer playground to the PS5. In satisfying 60 FPS, riders can meet and compete in a variety of modes, including, of course, fast-paced mass racing, rims racing, Rims Racing is a motorbike simulation with a bit of a twist. You're not only racing in this one, but adjusting the bike parts to give you the best ride, depending on what you're after. It combines mechanics with racing in what developer Raceward Studio explains as being perpetuated by the fact a race is not purely won on the track. To truly excel in Rims Racing, you must channel your inner engineer and begin to understand what goes into your ride to make it come out on top. As revealed during the September 2022 State of Play, Tekken 8 is indeed in the works. This new installment is being built entirely in Unreal Engine 5, and will not utilize any assets from the previous entry. Here isn't much we know about this game, but the game's director Katsuhiro Harada said this new installment will serve as a turning point for the series. We'll have to wait a while for this one, as it doesn't have a release window yet. Skull and Bones.
If you're bold enough, engage in dynamic events, like taking down heavily laden merchant ships and their fleet of warship escorts. Now, it's up to you to write your own story. Remember, there is no one path to follow, no one way to play. The world of Skull and Bones is yours to discover.
Skull and Bones has been delayed for a sixth and hopefully final time. It has now been given the vague release date of early 2023 to 2024. The final version of Skull and Bones is a mix of Ubisoft's open-world titles, survival games, and a more detailed version of the Assassin's Creed series' naval combat. Are players still interested after the title has seen so many delays? And will it stack up against the success of Sea of Thieves? Only time will tell.
To execute a boarding maneuver will help maximize your gains. But beware, you can turn from predator to prey in a heartbeat if you attract the unwanted attention of privateers, the merciless pirate hunters that patrol the seas. If you enjoy the thrill of the hunt, you can also seek out other players and rain terror on them. Such PvP battles are high-stakes activities that can be rewarding if you emerge victorious.
Like a Dragon 8. The next mainline Yakuza game is now officially titled Like a Dragon in the West, will launch in 2024. Like a Dragon 8 will take place after the events of the predecessor, will star Kazuma Kiryu and Ichiban Kasuga from the last installment, and will retain the beloved turn-based combat from before. Each of the aforementioned protagonists will have their own party, but beyond that, little else is known about this game. Thankfully, there's no shortage of Like a Dragon games to play in the meantime. Dragon Age, Dreadwolf. While not much is known about the next Dragon Age game, now finally named Dragon Age, Dreadwolf, we do know it will be a single-player RPG from developer BioWare, the team responsible for the previous installments in the series. It's being developed concurrently alongside the new Mass Effect game and does not have a release date, though if we had to guess, we'd say to expect it in 2023 at the earliest.
So, you found me at last.
Dustborn. A narrative-driven adventure set in America during the 2030s, Dustborn follows a band of misfits and outcasts as they travel across the country to deliver a mysterious package. You'll take direct control of Pax, an ex-con with superhuman powers who must navigate a world filled with misinformation. It looks to be an innovative new adventure game, and anyone interested in powerful storytelling is advised to give it a look. Dustborn is scheduled for a 2021 release. Payday 3.
I'm expecting a teaser for Payday 3 to be dropped right before the new year starts. And Happy New Year's, by the way. For those who haven't played Payday 1 or 2 before, they're basically fun co-op FPS games where players take on the role of a criminal mastermind and work together with their team to carry out heists and robberies across the world. These games feature a variety of different heists, including bank robberies, jewelry store heists, and even a museum heist. One of the unique aspects of Payday 2 was the ability to customize and upgrade your character, as well as the weapons and equipment you use during the heists. This allows players to tailor their playstyle to their liking and find the perfect combination of skills and equipment for their team. So thanks to Overkill Software, the developers behind the Payday series, we just got a new teaser for Payday 3 alongside some new screenshots and details about the game. So without further ado, let's get right into these new details.
Since Payday 3 is still far from complete, there isn't much we know about it. Developer Overkill Software did confirm it will take place in a living, enormous representation of New York City, taking place after the events of Payday 2. Even though gameplay hasn't been revealed, you can likely expect the same fantastic first-person shooter gameplay, with an emphasis on gathering as much loot as you can. There's a random element to Payday, which will hopefully result in various level layouts and spawns across each heist. Hollow Knight, Silksong. What began as a Hollow Knight DLC add-on eventually turned into a fully fledged sequel. Silksong is the all-new game from Team Cherry, building upon the foundation of its predecessor, but with a few new twists. In Silksong, you play as Hornet, a character who appeared as a boss in the first installment. This game will send players on a journey through the kingdom of Farloom with the goal of reaching the top. It'll still feature the tough as nails action gameplay, with Metroidvania elements, but there's a new story, and some additional gameplay elements. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. In traditional Ubisoft fashion, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is an upcoming open-world action game based on the James Cameron film series. It offers a dedicated story that sends players on a journey across the western frontier to defeat the Arda who threaten the land. Interestingly, Frontiers of Pandora will take place from a first-person perspective, much like the Far Cry series. This game was first revealed at E3 2021, but was delayed to 2023 or 2024. Alan Wake 2.
This story will eat you alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
Remedy Entertainment's beloved Alan Wake is getting a sequel in 2023, aptly titled Alan Wake 2. This game will continue the story of its predecessor, with more of an emphasis on survival horror mechanics this time around. It'll be exclusive to new generation hardware, hopefully meaning it'll push the boundaries of the technology without being held back by PS4 and Xbox One. There isn't much we know about this game, but we're excited to get our hands on it in 2023. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
You were here with me 5 years ago. Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
Serving as a continuation of the acclaimed Final Fantasy VII Remake, the next part, officially titled Rebirth, will launch in 2023. Square Enix announced the game during the recent Final Fantasy VII event, where it confirmed the game will be a PS5 exclusive. It will be directed by Naoki Hamaguchi, who was the co-director of the first installment. As you might be aware, Final Fantasy VII Remake only covers a small portion of the original game, so there's still a lot of the story left to tell. It's unclear when it will launch or how much of the story it will cover, but what is apparent is that fans are as excited as ever to continue Cloud's journey. At least we have Intergrade to hold us over until the next installment. Atomic Heart.
Dear radio listeners, we remind you, on the night of June 12th and 13th, the all-Union polymer vaccination will take place.
A quirky, gory, and fairly awesome-looking FPS set in an alternative universe in the heart of the Soviet Union. Players will take on the role of a special agent who has been sent a highly secret object and is desperately trying to investigate what's going on. Weird creatures, robots, and a multitude of customizable weapons certainly make this one appear intriguing, if nothing else.
The next step is polymer education for every person in every corner of our globe.
Company of Heroes 3. Company of Heroes is coming back, this time with a Mediterranean campaign where you'll be commanding ground, air, and naval forces too. This new addition to the series promises authentic new gameplay features as well as everything you know and love from Company of Heroes, including skirmishes, a campaign, and multiplayer. New soldier animations, enhanced AI, realistic squad reactions, and a destructible environment should make Company of Heroes 3 a joy for any fan of the series. Kerbal Space Program 2. Kerbal Space Program is back, with a sequel to the highly thought-of space flight simulation game coming sometime in 2020. If you enjoyed the sandbox fun of the first game, then you're bound to find the new game a blast. There's the promise of exciting new parts, colony building, interstellar travel, and enhanced modding, along with breathtaking visuals and a multiplayer system too. Phantom Brigade. Phantom Brigade is a turn-based tactical RPG that promises a cinematic spin on the genre. This game will also have a focus on in-depth customization and player-driven stories. It will be your mission to lead the brigade through a hard-fought campaign to retake their homeland.
All local time threads are converging. There's nothing more we can do here.
Is it finally time for some shine?
No. Not today.
The Last of Us Part 1.
I've been on quite the adventure, little brother.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
Sony is doing it again. The company has revealed that another of its popular PlayStation games is making its way to PC. The Last of Us Part 1, a remake that's coming to PC at some point, and will give PC gamers access to another classic.
I got this.
Hope you know how to use that thing.
I've had some practice.
Minecraft
United by you.
Hold on to your blocks, folks. There's a new Minecraft game coming. We already had a great spin-off with Minecraft Dungeons, but now, Mojang will let us become legends with this new action and story-focused experience in the familiar world of blocks, creepers, and pigmen. Minecraft Legends looks to be the most ambitious side project for the series yet, appearing to be mainly third-person and have a slightly more stylized art style, plus a story that promises to be far more important than anything else we've seen in that universe.
And friendships that change the world forever. This is the legend of a united overworld. And the end of all things.
Dead Island 2.
Stay dead.
After being in development hell for the better part of a decade, Dead Island 2 will finally launch in 2023. The game was first revealed at E3 2014 and has since undergone numerous developer changes. Currently, Dambuster Studios is leading development, and based on the game's recent latest reveal, it seems Dead Island 2 is nearing completion. This installment will be comically violent, with a slew of RPG mechanics and cooperative play, building upon the features from the original 2011 game. The sequel's tone seems to have remained consistent throughout its development, with an emphasis on ridiculousness rather than a grounded take on a zombie story. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Why fight? When you can't win. What is your next move?
Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes place 5 years after the events of the predecessor, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. In it, you'll be back in the shoes of Jedi Cal Kestis as he deals with being one of the last of his kind. This game will only be available for current-gen hardware, leaving the PS4 and Xbox One behind. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Are you okay?
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
British developer Rocksteady Studios, the team behind the acclaimed Batman Arkham series, is working on a new game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Much like Gotham Knights, this game will also emphasize cooperative play, allowing you to take on the roles of Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark. It's set in the Arkham universe from the previous games and sends players on a mission to take out Brainiac, an evil villain who uses his mind control powers to control Justice League members such as Superman. It was supposed to launch in 2022, but has been delayed to 2020. Street Fighter 6.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin.
Following Street Fighter 6's showing at Summer Game Fest, excitement has gone through the roof, thanks to its impressive visuals, presentation, and features. It'll offer 3 main modes, including Fighting Ground, World Tour, and Battle Hub, and has 6 confirmed characters thus far, including Chun-Li, Guile, Jamie, Kimberly, Luke, and Rue. More will be announced as we get closer to the game's release in 2023. This one certainly seems to be an exciting return to form for Street Fighter, especially considering the 5th installment's lackluster initial response. Capcom is aiming not to repeat the same mistakes from before, and you can tell based on what's been shown of Street Fighter 6.
This is our destiny. My secret art!
Diablo 4.
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land.
Diablo 4, the long-awaited follow-up to the last entry, will launch in 2023, featuring more of the dungeon-crawling action fans know and love. It will play much like its predecessors, but will also incorporate new mechanics such as an open world and even a PvP system that will surely shake things up. So far, we know the Barbarian, Sorceress, Druid, Rogue, and Necromancer classes will be added, but fans are expecting more to be announced before the game launches. This one won't be out for a while, but based on the marketing material thus far, it's shaping up to be a monumental release.
You think me mad, old friend, but I know these dreams. They tell of the future. Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming.
Final Fantasy XVI.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be among us?
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Final Fantasy XVI is finally on its way in 2023, and it looks to be more fantasy-driven than its predecessor. On top of that, it will be a PS5 console exclusive, meaning you'll have to get a PS5 if you plan on playing it outside of the PC ecosystem. Final Fantasy XVI certainly looks jaw-dropping in the visual department.
It's the Archduke's son. Phoenix. Stop this! Setting back on the fire. That's impossible.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
For as long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me. One who could surprise me. One who could even beat me.
During the 2021 PlayStation Showcase, Sony finally revealed Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the follow-up to one of 2018's best games. We knew it was inevitable there would be a sequel, but it was nice to finally receive some confirmation of this. The game isn't going to launch until 2023, but there's a lot to be excited about based on the announcement trailer. For one, we know Miles Morales will fight alongside Peter Parker. It's unclear how this will work, though if we'll get to play as one or the other, or both, but either way, we'll be in for a good time. We also know Venom will make an appearance, as shown in the trailer, but fans also pointed out that Kraven the Hunter will likely play a part as well. The character can be heard narrating the trailer. It'll be a while before Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is ready to play, but judging by this list, there's no shortage of games to play in the meantime. The Lord of the Rings, Gollum. The Lord of the Rings, Gollum, was one of the first games confirmed for a PS5 release. In development at German studio Daedalic Entertainment, the game occurs before the events of the titular books and will focus on Gollum and the ongoing conflict in his head. It will be an action-adventure game with stealth elements, and Gollum won't look like he does in the Peter Jackson movies. It also won't be going for a hyper-realistic art style, unlike the recent Mordor games from Warner Bros. The Lord of the Rings, Gollum has been delayed multiple times to ensure it meets expectations. It's now set to launch sometime in 2023. Wild Hearts. Hailing from Electronic Arts and Omega Force, the studio best known for the Dynasty Warriors games Wild Hearts is a most akin to Monster Hunter. In it, you and up to 2 other friends team up to take down massive beasts, each with their own distinct powers and fighting styles. The one thing about Wild Hearts that stands out from the Monster Hunter games is that it looks far more realistic, and in some ways, more vibrant. But Wild Hearts also does a fantastic job of onboarding the player, and thanks to its simplified UI and accessibility options, it could reach a large audience.
Trust that in so doing, the seed will soon grow. You will become a force of nature.
Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart is an adventure first-person shooter, the events of which unfolds in an alternate universe during the high noon of the Soviet Union. In this alternative history, the USSR developed advanced robots to fight Nazi Germany, but some of the robots have gone haywire. Following the war, players will explore the world as a KGB special agent ordered to rectify the situation. Like a dragon, Ishin. This long-lost Yakuza game is a remake of the 2014 game Root Ga Go Toku, Ishin. It launched in Japan, but never came to the West, so this remake will be playable to many more players. It's being rebuilt from the ground up using Unreal Engine 5, and sends players to feudal Japan with an action-packed story. It stars Kazuma Kiryu from the mainline Yakuza games, but will also see the return of other familiar characters. Wo Long, Fallen Dynasty. Coming from Team Ninja, which has just come off major hits with the Nioh titles, Wo Long, Fallen Dynasty appears to be taking influence from the Souls formula, though with a heavy dose of the fantastic also playing a part.
I found you. Bearer of the eternal elixir field.
We TK23.
On
June 27th, 2002, I took my first steps towards a WWE ring.
Who in the hell are you?
A chance to prove I belong in the WWE universe.
I'm John Cena.
The next entry in WWE's video game franchise is finally launching in March. WWE 2K23 will include a deep roster of WWE superstars and all of the fan-favorite game modes. John Cena will be gracing the cover of every edition of the game.
I've had to work to earn my place in WWE history.